Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back. In this episode, I'm going to go over what do you say when the interviewer asks you, what would your former employer say about you? Let's go. Don't know, now you're going to know that when you're invited in for an interview, you're probably one of 4 people that they're going to invite in, right? Now, this is from a down select of over 40, 50 applicants in some cases. So to be invited in for that interview, great job. You're one of 4 people out of a total applicant pool that could have been well over 50, 60 people in some cases. In a lot of positions, more than that. So that's a big deal. So now what we need to do is we always focus on, we want to separate ourselves. And how do we separate ourselves from our competition? Well, the one way you can, do it is being memorable. You want them to remember you, and sometimes just a manager, hiring manager remembering you and you spark something that you said in the interview, that right there will get you the offer in some cases. Because let's be frank, out of the 4 people they're bringing in, you being one of them, you guys can all do the job. Anybody who gets invited for a face-to-face interview can pretty much do the job. The reason they're interviewing to find that one candidate is just to see who's going to have that personality fit, who's going to fit the company's culture. That's really what it's all about, to make sure that this person can get along with the rest of the team and which one of those individuals probably would fit in better with the team. So what we want to do is we want to have these triggers that the hiring manager remembers from your interview that make them say, oh, wow, yeah, that guy was cool, or that young lady was really nice, or what have you. So when you're asked the question, what would your former employer say about you? I guarantee you 100% of the time, most of you have said, would say I'm hardworking. That is probably the number one answer. He would say I'm hardworking. Like, duh. You know what I'm saying? Like, duh. What else would he say? You know what I'm saying? So just remember, your competition is probably saying the same thing. And if you're saying the same thing they're saying, you haven't broken away from that tiebreaker yet, right? So why don't you say something like, it sounds the same as a hard worker, but you're elaborating this a little bit more. You may go into it and say something like, my former employer would probably say, I always work hard, but in addition to that, I'm a hard worker without seeking any type of acknowledgement for the work I put in. Boom. You pretty much said the same thing, you're a hard worker, but you added, I do this without seeking any further acknowledgement for working hard. Now, boom, you raise your level in that competition a little bit, right? Another answer you could say is, he would probably say, I understand the company's mission and the company's goals through and through, right? What that does is it lets the employer know, okay, he understands what the company's focus is. He understands what, the goal is here at the company, right? So you didn't put it all on yourself, right? But to tell a hiring manager that your boss would probably say that about you lets the hiring manager know, like, wow, this guy's a team player. You know what I mean? Okay. And another one that's always given as an answer, it's probably the number 2. It may be running 1 and 1A with hardworking, is willing to stay late. Like, again, remember those other 3 people that are interviewing, they're going to say the same fucking thing. And you have not separated yourself. So we're all about separating ourselves, guys, and getting the fucking offer, right? So don't say willing to stay late to finish the job. Like, no. You can say that if you just want to keep it as a tie and then depend on something else to make a tiebreaker and you end up not getting the fucking offer, right? So don't say that. Please don't say that. You can say the very same thing and just say something similar to, he would probably say, my manager would probably say that I understand deadlines and meeting deadlines are super critical, and so much so that I've stayed late to finish the project without any issues. What you just did, I'm gonna say this for you again. My former manager would say that he understands the importance of meeting deadlines and was willing to stay late in order to complete the mission. You just said the same thing that the other three people in that interview are going to say as well, except you didn't just say, you'll probably say, I don't have a problem staying late. Please don't say that anymore. Promise me. Do not say, my former manager would say, I don't have a problem staying late, or I don't have a problem working hard. I'm a hard worker. Dude, don't say that. Now, if you want to kind of keep going on all these fucking interviews without getting offers, you keep saying that, because you will never separate yourself. Because guys, remember, it's really not about your resume. Again, when you get invited for a face-to-face interview, the other 4 people that have been invited in, or 3 people, you guys all have the skill set. So now it's all about that personality and how do you separate yourself to get the pendulum to swing in your favor. That's it. It's a show at that point. You gotta show face at that point, right? So another one that people are notoriously known for answering is my former boss or my current boss would probably say, I'm a team player. Like, again, that's what everybody's saying. Don't say that shit. Don't say I'm a team player. Like, don't do that. You can say the same thing by saying something similar to, my former boss or my current boss would probably say that I have an ability to change focus. Change focus and take on a new challenge to ensure the success of the overall project. So you're telling them that I have the ability to change focus and shift to a new challenge, right? To gain success on the project, right? Or to ensure success on the project, right? So what you're saying is, you just said you're a team player, but you said it in a way, where it's like, wow, okay. You didn't say I'm a team player. You said my boss would probably say I have an ability to change focus, right? And take on a new challenge to ensure the success of the entire team, right? You just said you're a team player because you can change focus without feeling a type of way because they're asking you to do something else and take on a new challenge. All to ensure the success of the team. Remember that, guys. If you start answering questions like that, because this is a time for you to brag on yourself, but if bragging is just saying I'm a hard worker, team player, always on time, like, the fuck is that, man? Like, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Like, you can do that if you just want to be like everyone else. But the people who get job offers, it's because they were able to bring something else to the table to give them that slight edge. In a lot of cases, it's just an answer. It's just the way they responded to just these little simple simple questions. You think that it's just like a simple deal, but the hiring manager, you can program them. You can put it in their head, embed it in their head, and when they remember that, wow, that was a really strong answer, solid answer. And most importantly, fellas and young ladies, when they ask you what would your boss say about you, perk up a little bit, smile. Remember, this is all about body language. Smile, like, wow, that's interesting, And when they ask you the question, you might even slightly turn your head and smile a little bit, right? Don't be serious, like, oh, my boss would say that. Fuck that. Like, just like smile a little bit, like relax, right? But I'm telling you, I'm not saying use my answers word for word, but I just gave you the answers to the test. Hey, what's up again, guys? I want to thank you for checking out today's episode. Man, who would have thought that the response to such a simple question could determine if you get an offer letter or not? If you found some value in what you saw today, please hit the like and subscribe button for me. Also, remember, when you're going into these interviews, you are already one of 4 people being invited in. And it's already said that one of you 4 can do the job. So your only job right now is to just separate yourself from the other 3 or 4 candidates. Implement some of these tips I just mentioned to you, and I'm positive it could lead to more offer letters for you. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you on the next one.